NCRP Productions presents Shadowrun, Sunday in the Shadows, Season 2, Episode 6.
Hello everybody and welcome to Sunday in the Shadows. Today we're playing Shadowrun 6th Edition. My name's David and I'm going to be your game master. We're going to go around the table really quick and introduce everybody, starting with Josh.
Hello, this is Josh. I am playing the sneaky elf Nomad.
Hi, this is Barry. I am playing MF, the group's Adept.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro. I'm playing Hot Hands, the group's Mage.
Hey, it's Sequoia, and I am running Jelly, the face of the group.
Welcome everybody. So just as a quick recap, where we left off, you guys were in the science facility, in the science lab, trying to, you captured some data banks and were trying to get them out of the facility back up to the truck, when some type of altercation went on between LT back of the truck and Natasha, this girl that you had found wandering out, apparently escaped the lab. The altercation ensued with Natasha being killed by a gunshot wound from LT, and LT being infected by something that similar in nature, some type of virus or something.
We're assuming infection, right? It could have been magical or supernatural. It could have been.
Could have been. Right?
Yeah, we're just going off of the biocontaminant.
Well, and what I sensed, because I sensed and used my magic. I mean, something has affected him on a genetic level.
I thought we determined it wasn't magic, or magic maybe caused it.
There was
an astral. Yeah, his astral signature had changed. There was an astral signature. Yes.
Yeah. So he became awakened because of whatever's happening.
So you guys had captured him into the back of the truck trailer, and were kind of negotiating through the door with him.
What we were doing.
You guys finally had opened the door under the premise that the agreement that LT said, I will not kill anyone unless I first basically clear it with MF or Jelly.
That was the weird thing, is re-listening. It's like, clear it with MF. That was out of nowhere to me.
Not sure what Jelly had in mind there. I'm not quite sure, but you'll have to ask him. Hot Hands opened the door, and where we left off was LT going, this won't kill you, but you'll wish that it had.
Yeah.
So that's where we begin. So you're standing there with the door open. Again, you can see that LT's physical shape, has not changed, but the whites of his eyes are gone, and his entire, eyeball is black. Something from some strange evil movie, right?
I don't remember. I feel like Jelly went and got in the cab of the truck.
You were in the cab of the truck.
Okay, because that was going to be my move.
You got in the cab of the truck, so you're not seeing this. Hot Hands is behind.
Seeing it because
through Nomad's camera.
Yeah.
So everyone can be seeing this.
I'm gonna lock
Hot
the
Hands
doors.
is behind the door with the door because you use the door to kind of like, hey, I want to create a barrier.
Perfectly
And
safe.
the two of us are 11 meters away from the...
Yeah, and Nomad's got a rocket launcher pointed at him.
And his rocket launcher pointed directly at the truck.
Yeah, that's right.
Not officially at Hot Hands.
I need to get the fuck out of there.
Okay. So I'm gonna make a quick roll here.
Did we disconnect the cab from the truck? I don't
Yes,
remember. Yes,
it
we
is
did.
disconnected.
Disconnected.
He's
All
routed
right,
down and it's set off to the
locked
side.
the doors.
The door's locked. Right. So
that's going to help.
you see LT, he kind of stands there and he kind of wavers a little bit on his feet, kind of leans, just kind of, what do you call what's the word for me? He just kind of teeters a little bit left and right. His attention is focused out. I'm imagining that MF and Nomad, are you guys standing next to each other?
No, we are in distance from each other.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have handed him the rocket launcher by now.
He appears to be focused on Nomad. And
Excellent.
I'm going to make a roll here. Okay? So I got no successes on the roll. He sniffs twice. And hops down off the truck and crouches down on his front hands and begins to vault towards Nomad.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
Like a little feral garden gnome.
Right. We're going to... Dangerous over short distances. So we're 11 meters away. We're going to roll into initiative.
Oh my God.
Just so I know what everyone's doing, Now,
Oh, all of us?
yeah, everyone go ahead and roll.
Okay.
So,
Guys, I'm scared. Oh, the worst I could get.
no, the worst.
But I'm safe behind this thing.
The door, right.
The door is saving me.
You can't smell me through
Yeah.
There's a door in the way.
ALT, remember that time I gave you pizza?
Now, MF and Nomad both can make a paranormal animal, or maybe a paranormal, magical
The awakened creatures.
Awakened creature roll. Yeah,
With logic.
it's gonna be logic. Yep.
Hot Hands reminds him, you remember that one time when I heated up the pizza for you? It wasn't cold. Okay, it wasn't cold.
We had good times, didn't we?
I have one.
Two.
Success.
2 for me.
2. All right. So both of you know that there are, in your studies, in your past, you have read about. I mean, yes, there are awakened animals that can sense certain things, hunt by smell, some, hearing,
sure.
things like that, sight, But you also know that one of the things that is inherent with ghouls is that they can smell the blood of those not infected by the strain. So as he kind of focuses his attention on Nomad and then launches towards him in this ferocious kind of, it looks like something you've seen on the Trid of like feral zombie movies that are just there after you. And how are they able to, depict one zombie from somebody that's not a zombie? Is typically they can smell that you're different and that you smell appetizing, right?
Wait. Are you guys not telling me something here?
World War Z-17.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt is
right.
actually a ghoul who plays in this episode too.
Yeah, we didn't want to tell you about. We didn't want to tell
He
you about.
missed episode 15. He was getting facial, but
We didn't want to tell you about LT's problem. We just figured it'd go off without a hitch. We get back to Seattle before he had an episode.
We swear this has never happened to us before.
All the cool stuff was foreshadowing.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
We tried to warn you.
Must be real good at finding ghouls.
All right, what do we have for initiative? Jelly, what do you have?
8.
8. And CC's not here. Oh, poor CC. All right, MF.
22.
22. Hot Hands.
Please don't ask me 6.
6. Somebody's got to pick up the rear. And then we've got Nomad.
17.
God damn.
17. All right, amazing to cat-like reflexes. Well, 22. MF.
Jelly, what we're doing is coming at Nomad now.
Take him down.
I can't shoot him because Hot Hands is too close to the truck still.
Repeat. Take down.
Take down.
Okay, so drawing a weapon, if I remember correctly, is a single action.
Fast
apologies.
action.
Fast action.
Fast
All right.
action. Well, it's a fast action. We've played so many different things.
I know, that's what's killing me right now,
I think
but I
we've
feel
got
like it is.
Minor action.
So
minor and
actions.
major. So
minor
minor
action
action to
take
draw.
3 minor actions to aim, and I'm going to shoot.
Now you can only aim. I believe you can only aim once.
Is that what we've decided?
Yeah. I'm gonna go back and look at the aim real quick, but I'm pretty sure that. Oh, here we go. So take aim. +1 dice pool. The action can only be taken once per combat round.
All right,
Okay,
so
so you
we've been
take one of your
doing
minor
that.
actions
I'm
to
good
take
with
aim,
that.
which gives you a +1 dice pool modifier.
All right, very good.
So
then
you
I'm
are
gonna have
drawing
2
a
more
weapon,
minor actions left.
taking aim, and okay. So what you have 2 minor actions left. You're gonna draw the aim on LT and pull the trigger.
Yep. Oh, and remind me, semi-automatic.
Semi-automatic, you fire 2 rounds rapidly with 2 trigger pulls. Decrease the attack rating of your weapon by 2 and increase the damage by 1.
Okay. So the attack rating is a 5, which is probably going to give him an edge.
Currently, my defense rating is 7.
Oh, good. No edge. So my initial hit is with 4.
No, I'm going to
You know
make
what?
it.
Actually, yep. I'm going to go with 4.
All right, and then I'm going to roll my defense, which is intuition plus reaction. I've got 3. Now, how many edge is it to re-roll your failures? I think
1 per.
One per. All right. So he's going to spend 2 edge, which is what he has, and get another success, giving him
Faster.
Well, that still only gives him 4.
So we match at 4.
We match at 4, but
So
ties
I'm
go
gonna
to the
do 4P.
attacker. All right. So you're going to do 4P. I'm going to make a body roll to resist the soak of the damage. Wow, and I critical glitched.
Nice.
Wow.
So
So
he takes double damage?
So
He
yeah,
hit the
so
grenade
I
attached
rolled
to it.
6 dice. I rolled 4
Come down
ones,
while
a
he's
4, and a
running.
3. So that'd be an example of a critical glitch. No successes,
successes.
and more than half are ones.
Is this our first one?
I think it
this
might be our
may
first
be.
critical glitch. All right, I'm gonna take 4P,
Clutch.
and I'm gonna say that you typically can't critically glitch on a body roll, but I'm gonna say just for purposes of this being the first one that he goes prone.
Oh.
All right, that he takes enough damage. He takes the shot, and it throws him off enough to where he goes prone. He's gonna have to take an action to stand up.
Imagine him
And a
running.
tear comes to my eye as I realize if CC were here, she would say something with this.
Right, right. And you know, I think that you guys have spent enough time around LT that it's hard to even pull the trigger.
This
Yeah.
is not a
Right, you know this is not
thing.
LT acting.
We were
himself.
just talking about getting him better.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there are such a thing as like gel rounds and things like
Yeah,
that. Things that
I
can
still have non-lethal
incapacitate. Now,
loaded.
rocket launchers aren't one of those things.
But
No,
if
in
you-
my pistol.
There's not gel. There's not.
It's a gel rocket. A gel rocket.
You-
Big
It's just
jar of
paint.
jelly.
Hey, that might be something that you can, create and
You could
design.
design that. It'd be like what are those
Sandbag.
riot control things?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
fires the
plastic
big
ball,
the
so
bag?
it blows out like a big circle.
You're like Mr. Moose with Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah, it's just like you have to like lob an orb. It hits the ground and just
They have like sticky launchers in some settings.
Oh.
You know, they're like
I
grenade
was
launchers
thinking,
that just shoot adhesive
Like a
bombs.
non-Newtonian liquid, so like it surrounds and then like solidifies when it hits like the ground afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
That would
something
be
quickly
cool.
hardening would, incapacitates you, but it doesn't kill you. You know, but then that problem is, what if it hits you and, you suffocated it?
Right,
you know?
right.
Like, hold on, quick,
I have
chip,
a mouth
quick,
open.
chip away the,
Even those riot weapons that are non-lethal are pretty lethal
They're
if you do it.
lethal.
Yeah, I think they can
Beanbag
still
guns
do the
hurt.
beanbag. Yeah,
Yeah.
They can still hurt you.
You
so.
tag someone in the head with that, man. That sounds like a
still
good gun.
be dead.
Yeah.
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 All right, so anything else for MF?
I'm gonna hold my next 2 minor actions.
Okay, so then that's going to take us to Nomad with the gel rocket.
So
So-
so he's down on the ground now.
He went from bounding to
he was
flat.
it was binding. Now he's kind of falling flat.
Alright,
He's
so-
scrambling to get up.
Not to interrupt you, but it's just what Jelly would say watching is there any way we can bind him? Do we have anything else we could use to keep him?
I mean, he got out of all
he
this?
got out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he already got out of what we put on him,
Nomad, you
say-
have restraints.
I'll say if you could take out his
I have
leg.
restraints in my pistol.
If you take out like a leg,
Then you say take out, you mean take.
Like, just blow his
incapac-
kneecap out.
Yeah, incapacitate his leg. We want to slow him down.
He is a rigger that does not need to walk.
I have jail rounds for my shotgun.
So I mean, we could just pelt him into
Submission.
submission if is one possibility.
I don't want to be down a rigger, but it's your lives over his. So if it gets close, take the shot,
But it is LT.
and we can get another driver. If you can keep him alive, do so, but get him down.
It's very cool.
That's a hard move.
It's superior cool.
Okay,
This
so
is first, man.
I'll spin a minor and set the rocket launcher down and
Set it to stun.
You can just you can drop it for free.
that's
Not dropping a
You want
rocket.
action?
I'm
All right,
not-
so you're gonna
I'm not
set it
doing
down.
that.
All right, so that's a minor action.
yeah.
Clank.
So I'll pull my my Ares Predator, which is still loaded with
Another
the sticky
minor
shocks.
action.
Yeah.
You got sticky shock bullets. All right.
Yeah. So how far is he? He's still the full 11.
He's at
meters.
10
it's
meters.
7. You said he went forward 4 meters.
Oh.
No.
Oh, he's on all fours.
He's on all fours.
He started to go forward and you just
Yeah,
popped
so he
him
leapt
right
out, and
before
he leapt
he
off the back of
covered
the
it.
trailer. He landed kind of on all fours, and he's using his front arms to propel himself forward as he kicks with his legs. Very animalistic style.
I don't like it.
Which is not the way we've ever seen LT move. So
Never.
it is really
This is not
weird.
LT. Yeah.
Right. Yes,
I
very
mean,
obvious that
yeah.
something else is taking over LT's movement
So
or
yeah,
something's
so-
happening.
Do any humanoids move this way?
Ghouls move this way at times.
Ghouls do.
I mean-
all right.
I think we've determined that we can't, we can lock him up apparently because he had to get us to let him out. So the trailer can hold him to some degree.
I imagine
So-
ghouls as being this feral kind of undead thing. I know that
Okay.
doesn't really specify one way or another in the text, but the way I envision them for my game is that they're this kind of dangerous, kind of feral, but not unintelligent species.
So Nomad, do you say that out loud if we can get him back in the trailer?
Yeah. So like I'm pulling my gun and I'm kind of lining up a shot. So I mean, if
So
we
if
have
you-
2 characters with stun rounds, I think we could probably take him out non-lethally.
And put him back in the trailer.
I did not pack stun. It's never come up in past.
And yeah, we don't want to get close enough to hit him. So.
I could try something I don't like normally using. I could try and control his thoughts.
Let's start with the stun rounds and go from
true,
there.
You can.
I don't like to advertise I can do it, but
We do
Have
not.
you used with group?
We do not have time for crosstalk. Nomad,
Yeah, I mean-
take the shot if you can.
Okay,
if
so
you can subdue him.
I'll do semi-auto.
Now you all are wondering, why do we like hot hits so
Why
much?
the hell do we like hot hits?
Are we at close range? What is
Oh.
What is 10 meters? Is that close range?
I think that's
or
close.
that's medium.
Yeah, that's gonna be close. Yeah,
Those are
close
close.
is
No, close is 0 to 3.
Oh.
Near. You're in
Yeah.
near.
Okay.
range.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so
All right. So what are you gonna do? You gonna fire with the shock rounds?
yes, I do believe semi-auto.
Semi-auto. All right. So you're increasing the power by 1 or damage by 1, and reducing the attack power by 2.
Okay, so attack power is 10.
Attack rate is 10. My defense rate is 7, so no edge.
Oh, and it's 12. It's 12 actually because it's a smart link pistol.
So it's 12.
Yeah.
But it's not connected. It's not running wirelessly.
No.
Because remember, there's no
Yeah.
matrix.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, the Wi-Fi bonus of a smart link is that you get a free an extra die.
Right.
But without Wi-Fi, it still supposedly gives the attack rating. But maybe you
Okay,
need to
cool.
have the cable plugged in. Maybe I don't have the cable plugged in.
Well, it's just as long as the attack rating isn't different with a wireless bonus. You know, it
Yeah,
doesn't
the
change
wireless
attack rating.
bonus is +1 die to
Oh,
the shot.
That doesn't
free
change
reload.
the attack rating, so you're
and-
good. Fire away.
All right. So.
So
firearms,
Jelly,
pistol,
you're seeing
5,
through camera.
Intuition.
He moves strange. He moves
agility.
much like I remember ghouls move. He's
You've seen ghouls
quick.
move like
He's
this, yeah.
very quick for change.
Yeah.
Not in my studies, but I know in Evo studies there was some look in ghouls, and I know they move this way.
That would make sense with the Mac Daddy Ghoul and
But is Mac Daddy?
the one we blew up first.
6
Oh.
hits.
Well, damn, Josh.
Yes.
Right? And because you're firing at what? Close range?
Near range.
Well,
Yes,
near
near.
is. Oh, yes,
Near is
close
0,
then near.
yeah.
So -2 dice.
Oh wait, no, close.
On my defense test.
You do need a whiteboard. What is near?
And then let's see.
Well, again, Catalyst did not do a great job with these character sheets removing one of the positions on there, the medium.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
does seem
Yeah, it
like
was.
an oversight.
All right, so I'm gonna make my defense test. I've got one hit there. So how many do you
So
have?
I have 6 total. And
6
then,
total, so 5. So what's your base damage?
And then we did the semi-auto. So the base damage is 3.
So you can add
Plus
6
1
to
is
that.
4. Plus a net of 5 is 9. So 9p, right? 9
9 stun.
9 stun. All right. So okay, I make a body resistance test. I've got 1, 2. So I take a 7 stun.
Nice.
Does he like
And
flop?
he's
Like,
already prone. So
right.
typically, anytime you take damage in a single hit that is greater than your body attribute, then you run the risk
knock
of
him down.
falling down. Since he's already down, prone, and suffered the dice modifier, I'm not
extra
gonna.
prone.
He's extra prone, right? He's now, he's now
super prone.
the downward dog, right? Something, So he's now doing a yoga pose. All right, so
And he might be stunned. I forgot what exactly stunned did.
you tell me. All
I
right.
forgot exactly.
Do you have to
Yeah,
be
I'm-
able to? So
Yeah, he may have a status.
Who's next after Josh?
Next in the lineup is going to be LT.
Okay. Darn, because if it was me, I'm gonna do something.
LT is next, and then after LT is going to be
Yeah,
Jelly,
but all I gotta
and
do
then
is
Hot
peek
Hands.
around. Yes. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I have a plan to see if LT is effectively in there.
Resist, fight! Go to the light! It's zapped is the condition.
Yeah, zap is -2 to initiative score.
-2 initial score,
Inability to take a sprint.
and then dice pool penalty and -1 on all actions. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Zapped.
That's pretty nice status, actually. I think I should remember that.
Now, how long does the zap status last? Duration of status typically described with a spell, toxin, or other effect that causes the status. Does it say under the
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody wants to be zapped. You ever been
This
tased?
is a good time to plug Martin Farms. Yes, Martin Farms has some of the best produce you'll find within the tier. That's right, Martin Farms.
That's the family-owned farm.
Yes, that
And
is. It's family owned. Been in the family a long time. We have some very great heirloom teaspoon tomatoes.
Nice.
Yes, they're very good. All organic. These ones are not magically manipulated in any way to grow. We do have some of those because some
They're
people
not
prefer the
MMO.
taste. Yes, they're not MMO. We only create the finest GMO, no MMOs at this farm.
Now,
Is anyone else in a commercial in headset?
now it's a pig farm, right? It's a pork. You raise pork, right?
I do. There is pork being raised there as well. And we do have a couple of other little things.
You're not a cattle farmer.
No, we are not a cattle farmer. Mostly
They
it's
do
produce.
milk the pigs. That's separate.
Yeah, that's for
Pig
a
milk.
very specific clientele.
The blue pig milk.
Yes.
From the tier. I tell you what is this.
You know, we realize that people want a variety of their milks. You know, you have all kinds. Now, cow milk is so last century. You know, you have
Just
your
think of blue
almonds,
milk.
your oat milks, your cashew milks, all that. We thought, well,
Blue
why
pig
not
milk.
pig
Yeah,
milk?
blue pig milk, yeah.
But you know, you can't really milk pigs efficiently, so that's where we got the geneticists into working. And you know, thanks to some really clever people, we were able to design the perfect genetically altered pigs that produce
pigs
a
with
very
udders.
fine.
Yeah. Well, maybe you raise a specific crossbred, genetically kind of evolved, pig that with udders, right?
And then you sell it as a non-GMO pig.
No. It's not MMO.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
non-MMO pig?
Yes.
Okay.
Kill me.
That pig's
Usually
really human.
it's about the time that they gain actually self-awareness that we do actually have to set them
put
out
them
to
down.
pasture, put them down, and
Put
you
them
know actually
Turn
sell
them into cutlets.
Sell the
Thinking
cutlets.
bacon.
Yeah, you can't have thinking bacon does not taste good. So the moment they have that first thought, that's when you really want to put them down. It's better for them too, because you don't want to be self-aware and be put down. That seems a little harsh.
Okay. How do you awaken pork chop?
Martin Farms, come down, take a look.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
what?
Yeah, what?
I'm eating what? That's the tagline. I'm eating what?
That's awesome.
I can't believe it's not pork.
Yeah.
No way.
Say pork.
It's a good mix between wet, red, and white meat.
Okay, all right.
Wet, red, and white.
I mean,
That's great.
Martin Farms.
I love it.
So what I found out was
All right.
two key things.
Josh said enough. Enough.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. But
Okay, moving forward.
That's fine. Moving forward,
Yeah.
with the
I think it was-
game.
That's a great commercial.
Yeah.
There, I think you can clip that out, right? Or we can put that. That's awesome. All right.
So what it says is that it doesn't list the duration, which is annoying. But I learned that their base damage is lowered by 1 when you use this, so he should have 6 and not 7. So, apologies for that.
Okay.
Didn't know that before.
Okay.
So it says, this is what it says about it. They deal stun damage and apply the zap status, but they don't carry the punch of a regular round. So
Okay.
it's at -1 base damage.
And as far as durations go for statuses, it does
So-
say that. Let me go back to this
It
here.
says that it should list the duration
Right.
with the gear or ability.
All right. So
But
then I'll
this
just let
doesn't.
you know when it wears off.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. So now it's LT's turn. So LT is going to spend a minor action to get up, and then he's going to move. His move is
Probably something
12.
great.
So he's able
Can't
to
sprint.
Yeah.
Is the only thing it said.
Well, he can't sprint.
Right.
His sprint's 18. His move's 12, so he's able to close the distance. He's going to close the distance. He's going to make a melee attack against Nomad as he kind of vaults towards you. He kind of gets up and kind of, lets out this guttural kind of yell to you as he kind of leaps forward. But he gets up on his 2 legs and kind of leans forward like leaning into the run. He's no longer on all fours as he moves forward. So he's going to make an unarmed attack.
It's got claws.
Yeah, well, he's basically attacking with his hands, right? What you guys don't know is that his fingernails have, you guys haven't been in front of him long enough. You open the door, basically all this goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's got black eyes. You don't know what other mutations have taken effect, and his teeth have deteriorated quickly.
I think we knew about the teeth, but
We did.
nobody looked
Yeah.
at his damn fingernails.
Nope,
What the
nobody did.
shit, guy?
Right? We're not talking long, elongated, but they're, as
Wolverine claws.
as fast as you've seen the deteration of the teeth.
They mold the
darting
teeth,
of the eyes.
melted right
Yeah,
into the nails.
this is obviously some type, whatever it is affecting him is very fast acting. So let's see here. Let's take a look at my skills here. Close combat. All right, so we've got.
So if I have minors that I didn't use,
Okay.
can I dodge?
If the minor action is dodge, yes,
Yep.
you still have them.
Okay. All right.
What does that do beyond normal?
Basically, it's a defense. You can always make a defense test with your intuition plus reaction
Okay.
as a defense test, right? You can do dodge incoming, which is a specific action for dodging incoming fire. You basically hunker down behind something, take cover, maybe drop prone, that kind of thing. So, are you gonna either do any?
Yeah, I mean, I want to dodge if possible. I just can't really find what that.
Well, so you can make in the terms of combat, you always make a defense test, which is your intuition plus reaction. You just say you get that natural. That is your natural ability to try and avoid the blow. If you're not going to do anything else specific, you could just do a defense test.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Now, defense tests are affected by any negative modifiers you might have. Oh, I've got to roll one less die because I am. No, I'm no longer prone, but I'm zapped still. I'm still zapped.
Okay. I was thinking if you took the 6 boxes and stun, you're probably down 2 dice anyway.
So, make my test. I've got 4 hits, and you're going to do just your standard defense test.
I wanted to dodge, but I'm not finding that.
Well, that's what it is. It's not called a dodge. It's called a defense test.
I know, but there's a minor action called dodge.
Yes, dodge is called. It's dodge incoming, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And you should be
So
able
that
to
is
find
what
out.
I got.
What's that?
The intuition reaction.
Okay. So just so you know, I'll go back. So there's something called hit the dirt, and there's something called avoid incoming.
That's
right?
what I was
So there's
looking up.
dodge. A character can add their athletic skill to a single defense test in combat. The roll must happen in the same player turn in which the action is used.
Cool. Okay. Yeah,
So-
that sounds good.
Okay. You want? So that's what you're asking about, right?
Yes.
So you can.
Yeah, I have athletics.
You
and
can blow a
gymnastics
minor
dodge.
action and then add your athletics skill.
I have gymnastics talent as well. So
Okay.
I could cartwheel.
You start doing like backwards somersaults.
gonna do a
Remember like
backwards
the
test.
first Highlander movie where he's fighting Fazil, right? And he just all of a sudden he just starts doing these backward flips down through the parking
Yes,
garage
yeah,
for no
exactly.
reason.
I love the idea of your special being cartwheel specifically.
It's like he comes at me and I'm just like, it's like a bullfighter, you know.
It's the most efficient dodge.
Yeah.
So void incoming is specifically for blast or gas.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I want to do gymnastics dodge.
Okay,
That's what
so
I'm
you're gonna do a dodge. So you're gonna use a minor action. You can
So-
add your athletic skill to
doing. I
your
actually
defense
have
test.
a gymnastics dodge specialty too, so that gives me +5 to dodge.
Gives you plus. So you have a gymnastic a
I have
specialty.
athletics 3 and gymnastics dodge is my specialty.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
so
way
then,
to go.
all right, so you get to add 5 dice to your defense test, which is your intuition plus your reaction.
That's pretty awesome. So
right.
intuition reaction is 10.
So 15 dice.
So cool.
All right.
So that's 10. So I'll have 5 more. 3.
So you need 3. You need 2 more to be able to dodge it.
Woo.
Okay, cool. So you got 5, and I got 4. So you dodge the attack as he comes at you and just tries to rake you with his hands, and you're like, whoa,
So yeah,
you lean out of the way.
I just kind of sidestep the the incoming attack and try to
Now
let him
in
use
that
his momentum to go past.
okay, and in that close proximity, there's a smell, right? When he's right up in your space. There's something. It smells. It smells chemical in nature almost. Something you've not like. Whoa, like not like he's taking a bath in something, but it's just emanating from his pores, if you will. Like, whoa, what is that smell? It immediately hits you when he gets that close to you.
Oh,
All right, and so now we're going to move on in the initiative order. That was at 11. Now it's going to be Jelly at 8. You've kind of watched LT come at Nomad in this ferocious kind
Is
of
everyone
vile
else
manner.
seeing this? Is some kind of Jim Kata move. Nomad is trained.
We picked the right guy.
See, look at this guy. What do you think he is?
That's a really good cartwheel. That's a solid cartwheel.
Watch Jimmy Jean-Claude Van Damme tricks. Look at this.
Next we see him do splits.
The commentary ensues. Look at what's this guy doing.
Hold like a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, Jelly is. I'm purveying. What I want to look for is like, he just took a bullet and a shock round. Is he moving like normally?
Yeah.
Like, is he still moving like none of that happened? Does he look like he's injured? Like, what is it? I'm looking for weaknesses.
So he was hit with a round from MF, and he was hit from the shock rounds. They dazed him. They knocked him down, but he quickly recovered and seems to be moving. Tough to make an assessment. He's not, he's bleeding, but he is not. It has not appeared to really slow him down a lot.
Okay, so analyzing what I'm seeing is we're gonna need to permanently damage a limb for him to slow down. I don't think shock rounds are gonna do it. So
the shock round, when it initially came into contact with LT, did seem to affect him,
but not for super long, right? Like
right,
for a
But
round.
it'll last long enough for us to get him in the truck if we finish him off with it. Like if Hot Hands comes up with the shotgun or something, we could potentially.
If Hot Hands use shotgun, we maybe finish him.
But
This is not final outcome, right?
I think Hot Hand said he had gel rounds for his shotgun,
I do.
which do stun
Oh,
damage.
Okay.
Jelly, do you want me to look in his mind and see if LT's there?
I think that subduing him comes before looking into his mind. So at this point, focus on stopping him. And so through Nomad's eyes, would I see the claws at this point?
Well, you don't see through Nomad.
yeah, I mean, you would see him
Yeah.
like coming right at the camera.
Make me a perception test.
Okay.
That would be gnarly.
And then how many is it to turn a 4 into a 5? 2?
Costs 2.
Okay.
3 for a guaranteed success.
Alright, so that's...
You can spend personal edge or group edge.
Yeah, and then I think I'll spend... I'll do 2 for now.
Okay. Of your own edge?
Yes,
Okay.
of my own.
So you spend 2 so how many hits do you have?
2 successes.
You got 2 successes. What you see as the attacks come at Nomad, you do catch a glimpse that, as you're kind of specifically looking for changes in LT, his hands, the tips of his fingers, the speed it's going by, but you see they're discolored in some way. They've taken a darker shade, kind of a yellowy brown, kind of ochre kind of color to them.
Okay, and can I see like his teeth have deteriorated? We already knew that.
You can see that the
See the
teeth are
black
kind of
eyes.
blackened. His eyes are black, and as you're watching him, you're seeing his, he's in the state of some type of mutation or transformation, right? It's fast acting in terms of physically how fast things move in a living body, but very fast acting in terms of game time.
Yeah, freakishly fast. So
Freakishly fast.
I'll relay that his hands look strange, and that it is basically assured that any of his fluids probably can pass along this infection.
Maybe even in the hands if you get scratched
Yeah.
or something like that.
So avoid him getting any of his fluids inside of your body at all costs.
Trying to.
At this point, I'd love to take him down without killing him, but it's your life over his, and you're authorized to be lethal.
Deadly force is authorized. It's a black op. All right. So anything else for Jelly?
Trying to think.
That was a major action to do the perception.
Yeah. So I think no, I don't think so.
Okay. So that's going to bring us to Hot Hands at 6. Behind the door.
Okay.
You've heard Jelly's transmission over the channel. You hear the altercation behind the door, but you can't see it right now.
And right now, LT is locked up with Nomad. So...
Well, you're behind the door.
Okay, well, I'll look.
Okay, you look.
Yeah.
You look and you see that oh, that's right. You look through the
We
feet.
can all see what Nomad sees.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll still look.
I am
Yeah.
the Recon.
LT is in a physical, melee altercation with Nomad.
Okay,
Nomad seems to be adequately dodging the incoming blows.
So I'm guessing that unloading the shells I have in there now and loading in gel rounds is going to take my turn.
That's a major action. Yeah.
Okay, so then, well, we're going non-lethal, and you guys will just hear over the comm like, or like, I'm just basically popping all the rounds onto the ground.
Nice.
And
Thunk,
then,
thunk, thunk.
and then funking in as many as I
Alright.
can of gel rounds.
Okay, so you can get a full load of gel rounds with a major action. You can basically, unload the clip and then, load in the gel rounds.
I'll say, just hold off for a little longer. I can shoot him here in a second.
Hold on, let me take a shot here.
Yeah, so I got my gel rounds ready, and so, yeah, my next turn I'll be able to do something more.
Okay.
Oh, so he's, let me see, what's the distance here?
11 meters.
Actually, you know what, he's in perfect range for me, so he's in near range, so that's great. Just ALT, I'm sorry.
All right, so that's going to bring us back to the top with MF at 22.
I'm gonna hold.
Okay. Now, yeah, I forgot. I kind of skipped over giving you the opportunity to take any other minor actions before that round ended.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
Jelly, I will wait. Make sure that hot hands attack Vex, and then extreme prejudice.
Okay. Extreme prejudice. All right. So it's Nomad's turn next.
Okay, so I'm basically face to face with this guy.
You are.
Consider pulling the katana on him, but I think since we've already done mostly stun damage to him, I'm just gonna try to line up a close shot with my pistol and go semi-auto again.
Okay.
So that
And
is.
you're still using the shock rounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's close at 10 attack rating, 12 attack rating again.
12 attack rating means that you're going to have an edge from that.
Yeah. So
Yep. You're gonna have a bonus edge there. All right. So you're gonna go ahead and take a shot. I'm gonna try and defend. I've got 2 hits on my defense test.
I have 5.
You have 4.
You just got an extra edge. Why don't you spend 2
Yeah.
and bring that one up?
Okay. Yeah.
And why don't you spend 2 of those?
Well, right now you're already hitting, just so you know. And so as you increase edge, get more hits. You're trying to increase your damage.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Spend-
it seems like it's
If you want to
worth
spend
it
2
since
of
I already
yours,
got the one.
and 2 of those,
Uh-huh.
2 of yours,
We could do both of them.
and 2 of those. Yes.
So yeah, let's do that. If
So you're doing what? You're spending 5 edge.
4
I'm
edge.
spending 4 edge.
Okay, so-
I have 1.
Okay, so you're spending 3, and then you're spending 1 of your own.
3.
All right.
No, I mean I'm spending the one that I was granted.
Oh, the bonus plus the 3 from the
having
party
the
edge.
attack
Okay,
rating
cool.
higher. Yeah.
No problem.
So that will add 2 more stun damage onto the attack. So that's
Okay.
a total of 7, 8, 9.
So 9 stun, all right, and then I am doing a body
6,
resistance
7.
soaking damage here. I have 1, so I'm going to take 8 stun. All right, so you
hopefully
fire
that's
into him, and he, gets stiff, and starts to convulse, and he falls over and is incapacitated.
4 sticky shock rounds later.
Frantic sticky shot.
He kind of kicks a little bit and kind of expires, But
All
you
right.
know that he's not dead. You assume that he expired
So
from
we
the
truss
shock.
up now. We put restraints, put hands, feet, we put it back in truck, and we rehook truck. Anyone know how to do this?
Yeah, hot hands. You know how to hog tie.
Yes, I know very well how to hog tie.
He broke a pair each of the manacles
Did he
and the
break them?
restraints, but
We
I
don't know.
have,
We
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
I have
They're
2.
off.
I have 2 pair of each.
Yeah,
So
they were
if we
off
need-
of him. You don't know
We don't
how
know
he got
you
out
broke
now.
them.
We haven't gone in there yet. So okay.
I'm right by there. I'll look inside. Do I see him?
Give me a perception roll. It's not well lit in the back of the trailer.
So I mean, did anybody know this guy before the mission, or was he like?
Yes.
So he goes way back.
He worked with us long
Okay.
time.
Okay.
He
so,
is
Just
so
one.
it's
Maybe
worth
longer
it for
than
us
just-
That's
to
enough,
try to
as long as
get
you
him
got
some
one.
help.
Yeah.
Okay. He wasn't just a contract, rigger.
No.
No, I've worked with LT since I started Shadowrunning.
Yeah. So I imagine we would try to do our best to put ourselves at risk to
What'd you
save
get?
him.
I got a 1 for perception.
So with your perception roll, you see. So now you had previously put what, 1 set of manacles on him?
Yeah, I have manacles and the restraint. So I had restrained his hands and manacled his feet.
Right. So you see the restraints that. Wait a minute. So you hog tied.
No, not together.
You had
But
so okay.
he
You had
had
2 sets.
2 separate
Right.
sets.
So you
yeah.
see the 2 sets of manacles lying on the floor of the trailer. They look like they have been corroded in some way. With the connection mechanism for the things that have been.
So, yeah.
It's just been completely corroded and,
The fuck does
and it's
that
blackened and corroded.
You
All
still have
right. So
your gear on, your hazmat gear.
somehow he acided his way out of them manacles.
So
Is as you're walking up, I'm walking up as well. Is maybe magic spell?
It's
like
possible.
like fence by lab.
Right.
By entrance to lab. Is acid like that?
It looks corroded like that.
trailer
but-
may not be the best containment,
Yeah.
But
we should get him in there regardless.
if he's magically if he's awakened now, we don't really know what his capabilities are. If you want, Jelly, I can try and probe his mind, see if I can find any of.
Yeah, I'll come out of the
LT.
cab at this point and come around back. Yeah, mind probe him. Let's move him
Jelly
to
is
the
safe to
trailer.
not be in truck.
Can we safely pick him up, or is he like leaky all over?
Is he
So,
leaky?
so he's bleeding, right? From
Yeah.
the bullet wounds.
Do
Right.
not let his goo
He's not
get
bleed.
in
He's
there.
not continuing to bleed. I mean, eventually the bleeding's going to stop. So nothing in game terms that's going to be debilitating. But if anyone that gets close, LT, you're going to smell this. Whoa! It's not the smell of rot. It's not the smell of decayed tissue.
So I have a
It's
history
something
working
different.
with acids in the lab. Does
Right.
it smell like an acid?
Give me a roll.
You want
Be a logic roll.
logic roll?
Yep. Actually, be a memory test. I'm gonna call it a memory test.
Okay.
Would
Much
it-
better.
Yeah, should give you a better chance.
And it would be from his history, not
From
just when we were in
specific
the
to
lab.
some of the experimentation that
Okay.
MF has done in his work.
So I have 2 successes.
So you know that. So this is kind of. It smells a little bit different, but you in your history, anything that you've ever worked with have had any type of noxious breath. This is what this smells like. Now you know that noxious critters and creatures that have noxious breath have the ability to corrode things and melt through things with their breath.
And do ghouls historically have noxious breath?
Not that you know of.
Okay. So this smell is common with creatures that have breath that is corrosive. Ghouls, not so much.
But
So this is new.
Something here has noxious breath because it corroded through the gate.
Right. So maybe he's like a
Yes.
hybrid of
so
that
maybe
thing and a
it's
ghoul.
new strain.
Maybe
So-
the Mac Daddy, maybe he has some kind of weird genetic anomaly that allows him to breathe noxious
So
gases.
maybe it's possible CC has ball gag and stuff.
I think that is
That's now that I think about it, that probably is a possibility.
It's possibility.
strong
yes.
likelihood
It's
of
not all
that.
ridiculous. So maybe
At the very least, like a spider
It's a-
gag.
Jelly.
I feel like we
Maybe
could
go
do
get-
something else.
Did we know that Cece was into like BDSM or something like that? I mean, was that a
No.
known thing? Okay.
No.
I don't
He-
think
he
it was
didn't leave a
BDS.
ball gag laying around on the mattress.
No, 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 no,
It's
no.
simple thinking.
It just gets funny. He's like,
It's simple
Cece
thinking.
have ball gag? Yes.
I don't have hot hands. Obviously, no have he vanilla. So
Well, that
so
seems a little judgmental.
It's just a valid question.
I mean, if we're gonna have the conversation, I guess that seems a little personal.
and is maybe possible is LT has.
I'll ping Aaron and ask her, do you envision Cece as ever having a ball gag?
I'm wondering
might-
why you went directly to ball gag of all things first off.
to hold tongue in place and hold mouth.
Yes, but we could easily
His
have done something
breath
else, like
would
a belt or
corrode
a.
through it.
No,
Also.
possibly, but is big thing is filled for a while and then put across face as well mask or
What I
belt.
do think Cece would have would be a gas mask. I think that
I
would
think
be
very much so.
appropriate.
She would have a gas mask.
And so it would keep the noxious breath inside.
Until it corrodes gas mask.
So that would give us.
what you know
At least we
about
would know
what
when
you
it
know
starts.
about noxious breath in your studies is with their ability to breathe, basically they can trigger these glands that they've developed and release this corrosive breath on at their will. It's not a constant thing, but there's this smell that goes along with it because these things have formed inside their throat. So the only way to really keep them from using such a thing is to keep them incapacitated or intubated in some way to where they can't rely on that. So that's the only way to really, kind of neutralize that ability. Otherwise, if they're wearing a gas mask, they still have the ability to breathe and they could just melt right through it in theory,
Intubated.
in some way. Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to go through the mouth, though. It just has to connect with those glands inside the throat.
Basically, you got to bypass their natural respiratory.
Oh, like with tubes in a back.
exactly.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you would put them in a hospital bed inside of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
laboratory.
Or
Oh, that kind of
respirators,
thing.
something.
Yes, I have no idea what glands he has at this point. At this point, it could be anything, but hot hands can you put in coma?
Follow me here. So we know that they were keeping
Probably.
the girls in the laboratory hooked up to intubator tubes, at least in the back.
Not in throat, in head.
Right, because
But yes, it's kept under.
theoretically, it could be a valve to these gases. So there's a potential that they have some kind of mechanism, some kind of protective environment in there in case the girls do wake up.
So we go back in lab.
I guess so. We scoured it pretty good. I'm trying to think.
And there were a lot of supplies and different things like that you may not have necessarily been looking for because you were specifically looking for things.
One thought is maybe they have drugs to keep under coma.
I think that should be our next move. We need to get
Back to
him.
lab.
Yeah, let's bring him with us.
Okay, you gotta carry him. All right, okay, you gonna carry him with you.
Not me.
Do you
No.
want me to probe his mind
Yes.
real quick? Okay.
Can we do it while we're walking? This is
Yeah, I just gotta touch him, so I'll put on a glove.
All right, so who's carrying LT?
I am gloved already, so I guess
Wait.
I will grab him.
We have a cart.
We
You have a cart.
Just
you can
unload
load them on the cart.
Yeah.
We'll put.
We also
him on
have a
the
rocket launcher still to shoot at a.
And then
At a
There's
door.
no rocket launcher ready.
We should probably go rocket launcher the rubble to make sure that other guy, Big Daddy's still
and then
dead.
Nomad, you just stand on top of the cart with the gun aimed at him.
With the rocket?
No.
The barrel down his throat. Oh, here. Okay.
So
Now there's with all of this kind of theory kind of floating around between you guys, it does beg the question. Well, if LT had some type of corrosive breath, why didn't you just melt through the side of the truck?
Right.
and
That's
get
what.
out?
Yeah.
Maybe they're forming. Maybe it's growing.
Maybe he was trying to just trick us.
It's been a couple of weeks. Why did we leave the lab? I feel like we ran from the lab.
we
were on a
because we
time
heard
crunch.
because we heard
You heard the gunshot.
commotion.
You heard the gunshot. You heard the thing with LT and Natasha. Something happened. So you
That
guys
was why
left
we
the
were
lab.
back.
Yeah.
You had already acquired the data banks from the storage arrays from the servers.
Right.
And you had
That's
loaded
why
them
we
up,
were
and I think you were doing like some more searching to see if there's
Yeah.
anything else that you wanted to take when this happened, and you guys
Mm-hmm.
came to the surface
back.
and you
Okay.
brought the data banks with you.
So from here, we're putting LT on the cart.
Okay.
Nomad's gonna be standing above him,
Okay.
or not on the cart,
He's
perhaps.
not riding cart.
Basically monitoring him.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
He's ready to zap him again.
Okay.
We'll just. I don't think that Jelly would push the cart, so Jelly will lead the way to the laboratory.
All right.
That's where and then
You guys go back to the lab, and you guys are going to do a search. So you're looking for some
Couple
type
things.
of tell me what you look for.
things that look like they would make sense to like cover like a throat or to stop someone from breathing out noxious gas, drugs that could knock him out.
I'm
An
going to start with
anesthetic?
knockout drugs.
Okay, which would be
And that's what starts.
it's gonna be like what? Is that a local anesthetic? The ones that put you under?
Mm-hmm.
Or is
No,
that
wait,
different?
no. Local is like
Like
for
an
the
injection,
skin.
like
Oh, okay.
lidocaine or whatever.
So what's the stuff like anesthesiologists use? That kind of stuff, you know? It's still
that
called, I
local?
think it's still
Is it
considered a local
local?
anesthetic.
I'm
Yeah.
almost 100%
What's
sure
the-
that's
Yeah.
what
Then what
Whatever,
is
the point is
non-local?
anesthetic.
All right. So you're looking for something. All right. Which,
something to knock him out.
right. It's easy to find. You go into the lab. You go into the experimentation side of the
Do you want
lab.
to roll biotech to make sure I give him?
Go ahead and give me a biotech roll to make sure that you're identifying it properly. But yeah, there's a host of different concoctions and different things, supplies that were left here. Should be fairly easy.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll to see what I can figure out.
So there's
Fine.
four
Okay.
kinds. There's general, regional, sedation, and local.
General anesthetic is the one that they use to put you under for surgery and things. Yeah, you're right. Local is the small thing, like I'm gonna numb this or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you got 4
successes.
So you pretty easily find a supply of general anesthetic. You find the equipment, because you need tanks, right? It's a mixture of oxygen and
If we're doing it
and
by
anesthetic.
mouth as opposed to by injection.
Yeah, and I'm assuming, depending on how you want to administer it, right? You want to administer it. Are you looking for injection? Or you look for you find?
I'm thinking more injection, and the reason I'm thinking that is I have a suspicion I'm going to have to go into his throat.
You find some of that as well. Okay, and then
So
you're
you-
going to try and do a mind probe,
So you
right?
need to roll willpower and logic to beat. So
Okay.
I have 7 net hits. So depending on how many you get.
Well, I can't get 7, so
Yeah.
we're good. So you do a mind probe.
So yeah, and so the biggest one is the subject can probe the target's subconscious, gaining information. Target may not even be consciously aware of psychological quirks, deep fears, hidden memories. So I'm just like,
What happened too?
Yeah. So actually, that's a good thing too. I want to look at what happened.
So read me the mind probe again and
Yeah.
what it delivers for you.
So for all of them, so the +5, the highest one I get, the subject can probe the target's subconscious.
It's scaled depending on how many hits I get.
Right,
Okay,
that's
so
why
then I
you're-
do need to make the roll.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
Okay,
it
I
is
do need to make the
scaled,
roll.
So.
So let me make the roll. All right, I
Bondage.
have none.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, so you're an open book. It's like
Two
3 to
screws.
4, and subject can find out anything the target consciously knows and view the target's recent memories up to
awesome.
72 hours.
Okay.
And I can look into the subconscious.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for is
You might know more than he
what
knows.
happened,
Okay.
and do I see any of LT left in this mind?
Is it
Okay.
anything salvageable?
Yeah.
So as you do the mind link, so go ahead and resist the drain.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you don't pass out. As you do a Vulcan mind melt, basically. is what's
So are we
happening right
in the lab with the girls?
now. Yes. So you guys are making your way back down to the lab.
I want to flip one of the chicks over and look at the tube again.
Okay. Sure.
Um.
One of the subjects you had cut the tubing, right? And I remember as you kind of looked before, the tubing was thick, but was malleable. You could push on it.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it transported fluid. It ended at a valve in a plate in the wall, and then ended at another valve that was put into the skin.
So theoretically, go ahead.
Oh no, you can finish.
If the body is dead, then it's not going to be emitting any kind of noxious fumes.
You know, if the body's dead, it should be decomposing, unless there's been something put into it that was going to preserve it.
So, you guys, if you're looking at me, you're gonna start seeing sweat. I only saved 1 of the 5 drains, so I'm still up, but this is really, really draining on me. But that makes sense with how much I'm probing.
It's very useful information also.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what you see, right, when you do this mind link, is you see LT, right? You see LT, and you see Natasha calling out to him, right? You know, saying, you know, basically taunting him, telling him to come here, right? He stops. You see him. He gets up. You're kind of looking through the eyes of LT.
Yeah.
You
I'm
get
just
up.
picturing like in Suicide Squad when it's Harley Vision.
Yeah, kind of.
The LT vision.
Yeah. So
Palm trees.
basically, I'm going to refer to moving forward as you, meaning LT in this moment under the effects of the spell. You get up from the driver's seat of the truck and you go into the back compartment where Natasha's sleeping, and then you embrace her. You embrace her with a kiss, and as she kind of taunts you to her, right? And all of a sudden, your vision goes blurry, and you become enraged, and you pull a gun, and you fire, and do away with her.
Mucous membranes. You're rubbing them
Almost
together.
quickly, your vision goes to black, but you can still see. And what you have is this sense of like deep, onset confusion, right? Like obviously LT's trapped inside this body. His conscience is still there. It is the LT that you know, but he doesn't have any control of the physical form anymore.
Okay.
All right, that's what you experience with this mind link.
So well, guys, the good news is that LT's still in there.
That is good news.
He's locked behind something. Some consciousness is taking over. I saw what happened to him. Natasha enticed him to the back. He started to gave her some kisses, and well,
Kisses?
What?
He kissed her?
Yeah, she was enticing enough that he went back there, or maybe he was mind controlled.
LT was passes out.
Well, point
Keys?
is,
Keys?
LT gave her a kiss. Then I sensed in his mind that he became enraged, pulled the gun, shot her, and then whatever transpired with the kiss, well, it started to cloud and form a wall around LT's consciousness.
Is Keys possibly from mind control? Something from Natasha, like
said he was drawn
sirens,
to her.
mermaids.
You get the effect that from your mind link spell that maybe he was somehow enthralled in some way.
It's very possible.
kiss
It seems that he was enthralled in a way.
It explains the transmission of the bacteria of the ghoulies.
So obviously no kiss LT, no matter what he says.
No matter what.
More reason for a ball gag.
Right.
Can I yank this tube out?
Oh, so you guys have now made it to the lab.
And he
So
doesn't come in, right?
Jelly's looking at some of the. So yeah, what do you do with LT? You
As soon as he is there and I have found what I'm looking for, I'm injecting.
okay, all right. So in the meantime, Jelly's kind of looking at these 6 bodies. So there's 7 bodies on tables. One of them you guys kind of looked at and kind of cut the tube and to kind of take a look. So now you see that you've got one of these other ones you're looking at. What do you want to do with the tubing?
Yank it out of her body.
Just yank it out. Okay, so you
It's
pull.
in the
You pull
back of
kind
the head, right?
So yeah, there was one in the back of the base of the neck, and then there were 2 into the shoulders.
Right.
One in each shoulder. So you're gonna pull on one of them.
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna give it a hard tug, but it's gonna pop free.
Okay, what do I see inside?
Well, so as you pull it away, you see a small little. I don't know what you call them. They're like a little metal nipple,
valve.
if you will. It's a valve, basically, that's been inset into the skin.
But it is a closed valve at
It's a
this
closed
point?
valve, yes.
Are they restrained to the beds?
No.
Okay. I'm looking for something to pry this valve out.
Great. Any sharp object or whatever. I mean,
A pen, whatever,
are you
yeah.
trying to
What?
be neat about it, or are you just
While I'm doing the stuff
No.
okay?
with LT, do
Fair
I
enough.
by any chance see Jelly starting to muck with the bodies?
So
Like, does Jelly go over and grab a pair of pliers and come back
Yeah.
towards the body?
And I've got a handkerchief
Do I
over my mouth.
see it?
yeah, sure.
Jelly, what are you doing?
I want to see what's behind the valve.
Nobody is covered with masks, nothing.
So
Wait.
So we're treating LT inside the room
Yes.
full of the things
Yeah, the big
that
lab.
caused this condition to him.
We don't know that.
That's
we know
our.
Natasha caused it. We
But
know
wasn't
Natasha
she-
is different.
That is a reasonable summary of the event. Yes, Nomad.
We're
Just
hold
wanna
on.
Do you
make
have
sure.
a point?
So my point is maybe we shouldn't be tinkering around with these things while we're trying to deal with LT here and get what we need for him and get out of here.
Nomad has good idea. I second.
Are there, how do I put this, astrally transmitted diseases?
So typically no. So
Okay,
Yeah,
so
typically-
like somebody couldn't use, like the Big Daddy couldn't have went into the astral and somehow used her to transmit some disease.
no, not like that. No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But she could have been a carrier and
Yeah.
somehow been mind controlled.
Typically, now there is documented cases of astral, like basically awakened bacteria that exist. You know, they can have a physiological effect.
Yeah.
But typically, there's a barrier between physiological space and astral space that is very tough to permeate into one another. It goes back to the age-old question of how do you cross-connect magic with machine. You know, or another reason why you can actually project through the Gaia-sphere of the Earth, the planet itself, because there's this living entity that exists that is living matter that astral space doesn't permeate.
So does Jelly stop when I ask him
I mean-
to stop?
We know from what Hot Hand said that they can enthrall us. So like all it would take is just like, oh hey Jelly, come here. And then boom, now you're one too. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying we should all be exercising extreme caution at this point.
Now, one of the things you do know is that, you know, the thing to bear in mind is that LT obviously wasn't, you know, what some would say all there, right?
Right.
He obviously was stuck in a different time period in his own mind. So obviously there was something mental, but it worked. You know, it wasn't a cause for alarm for you guys. It wasn't a threat to you guys. You know, you guys
was a
just sort of
quirk.
accepted him as who he is, right? But he was definitely in his mind caught in a different time and space. Therefore, maybe making him a vulnerable, you know, to something.
Okay, yeah, Jelly will put the pliers down.
So then at this point, MF, you must look for suits, masks, gloves,
Right.
anything we can find.
Well, I
Jelly
think there's
would-
full kits, right? I think I remember that.
There are, yes. So in the supply, so there's a small little like locker room, right? That is off from the main lab where you would scrub up, you would suit up. There are 4 chemical suits inside lockers. They're complete and
Okay.
they're serviceable.
Are there, like, looking through the supplies, are there any, like, restraints that are, like, kept somewhere, like...
You are able to find some restraints there. Looked like the leather and you know, kind of cross-stitched straps that you would find on some type of like mental hospital patient bed, that kind of thing.
Can
you
I
know.
strap them down to the cart?
You can, yeah, easy enough to figure that out.
I'll go overboard. If there's 15, I'll put
Jelly,
them all on.
what are you doing now?
I'm securing LT. So
Not to cart. He roll over, he fall. No. We clear body. We took. We strapped to. Is my place now? Is me in charge? This is my world. Yes. We strap onto table. This one, the one that had the head where we pop the one where we pop the thing out of the
There's
head.
also the empty one where Natasha once laid.
Is better idea. I see empty one was not sinking.
okay, so
We
then
strap to here.
so what if we have to leave suddenly?
Then he stays.
If he's on a cart, we could just take him with us.
So
What's the issue with the cart?
not to overstep, but we have 4 here. We have no one upstairs. We have no one looking for incoming. Nothing. No alarm went off. We don't know where alarm went. Yes, is 2 should be up top. 1 ready to take truck. 2 should be here. Yes.
But again, what's the issue with the cart?
He's cart. He starts bouncing. He starts moving. LT is not light. He knock over cart. He maybe gets new position, able to turn between straps.
I was picturing like a big, huge cart, like a
This is like a two-shelved cart, one on
Library
top.
cart.
Yeah, like a library cart, exactly.
I was picturing like are they called dollies?
Like a flat bench.
Oh, you're thinking
Yeah.
about the thing you go in like a storage unit.
Like
you got
a-
like the flatbed kind of thing
Yeah,
with the
like a big
handle on one
metal
side
one.
and the wheels.
Like
That's
a
what I was
Costco.
picturing.
That's more like a library cart where it has a shelf
So-
above.
You tell us.
I
what
think
it is.
this is part of the issue
I was
is that
picturing a cartoony mine cart.
Yeah, this is a cart where it's got a shelf above and it's got a shelf below. It's good size. You could lay someone on top, but they would drape over both sides.
okay. I was picturing a big, huge flatbed.
No,
that
not a
we
big,
were
yeah,
rolling
not a big
around.
flatbed. You're able to
Okay.
like load the data, the storage
Then-
banks, some below, some on top, and you were kind of wheeling this thing.
I would not have even tried to strap him to that kind of cart.
Right? You could do it, but
Yeah, no.
wouldn't.
I was picturing like a big metal gurney, basically.
So at
Now,
this point,
These beds,
these
just so you
three-
know, these beds in here do have wheels.
Oh well, then
They're
that-
like hospital gurneys.
Then yes, we would have put him on the bed.
Yeah.
So
And we do what you think. We over restrain.
Yes.
We pull arms not to extension, but we pull arms. We connect together under cart. We put one around neck, around
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
head,
overboard.
to table.
however many you give us, we'll put on him.
And while they're doing that, I'm gonna go see if I can find a coverage suit. I'll go
There's
up
4.
to.
Yeah, there's 4 coverage suits.
All right.
Okay, so just to recap, we are strapping him to the actual hospital bed
Okay,
with
no problem.
wheels, and then with however many restraints you give us.
We can possibly get on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, the idea is to
Overboard.
have his arms wrapped around under the table.
So we
Legs
can't
strapped
breathe on
down.
him.
You
At
can-
distance from each other.
Okay, so
each individually. I want the neck held. I want the head held. So, and then from there, there's not a whole lot more we can probably do.
So what
if
you
I
got
get
is
access.
like true kind of hospital gurney fashion.
Yep.
You do have the foldable little arms that are little rails basically that come up.
Yep.
So you could run them through and then underneath them and then come back across the top and
Yeah.
secure them across the torso, secure them across the top of the head, the legs at mid-thigh, then again down below the knee. So yeah, no problem. You probably use about 6 restraints and get him to what you comfortably believe he ain't going nowhere.
And then I think that at least one goes up to watch incoming.
Nomad and I can go up top.
Jelly, you ought to good stay here.
Probably be a
Be-
little
be
safer here,
assistant?
Jelly.
Well, in order to assist, we're going to be using biotech to administer, one, to perform the right mix, make sure you've got the right pharmaceuticals, and then to administer them properly, because under a normal human being or meta-human being, you would know what the right dosage might be. But
this
if there's
is
anything that's changed, obviously
I'm
something's
looking for an
changed.
assistant, as in somebody as an extra set of hands. That's
Okay.
all. That's all MF is talking
All right.
about.
And I do
Cool.
have biotech first aid, so that probably
There you
will
go.
add. Were you gonna say something, Josh?
I mean, all of these guys are just sitting here unrestrained, and then we're gonna break half of our team up and go upstairs, and then you are gonna spend some time doing some stuff here. It just seems, to the security specialist, to the guy worried about keeping an eye on things, it seems very high threat.
Okay, Nomad, what do you propose?
Can we just restrain these guys as we did with LT? Can we restrain everyone? How practical would that be? How long would that
Wait,
take?
didn't you guys go through and pop heads?
Yeah.
You went through and you unhooked one of them.
No, but we did put pop heads. I remember that. He stabbed him, I thought.
Yeah. You guys went
My
through
memory
Did you go through and
Kill
knife
them.
all the heads? Okay.
Yeah.
We
all right.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
I didn't
So-
recall
Theoretically,
that,
they should
but-
not get up unless they're
Theoretically,
zombies.
but yeah, okay.
Well, they weren't
All right,
moving
that-
before.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
ghouls.
guess I feel better about that, but
You know, that if, with your anyone's got a biotech background. I know with MF has a pretty extensive biotech background. You know that typically with viruses, is they kind of run their gamut. They don't have something to feed on.
Yeah.
They will, kind of just filter out, and that'll
Go
be
to
it. They'll
the-
run their course and then, basically exhaust the host, and then that's it. Then they cease to exist and they die on the vine. Basically, that's it.
So-
Doesn't mean they're not dangerous still to anyone still living. As long as that whatever that catalyst is for it to begin to feed again is introduced. But as long as that's at a standstill, there's no reason to think that the thing would just all of a sudden come up and come after you.
okay.
So what's your final recommendation then, Nomad?
Well, I mean, I feel better about that. I don't want to lose 2 more people, because
I do not want to be lost.
one minute I get a dart in the neck, and the next minute I wake up and CC's gone, and then here we are inside for 1 minute, and LT's now threatened. So, if you guys are comfortable, then I will head up top to look out.
It's a rowdy bunch you found.
So wait, what?
It's a rowdy bunch you've decided to chum up with.
Yeah, and they keep getting picked off. So
I'll come follow you. I'm pretty tired, but I think I might be more use up top.
you still have a stim pack on hand just in case.
I do, just in case.
And there's always tea.
Yeah, there is always
There's
tea.
always tea.
I could use a couple.
Oh yeah, you can make a cuppa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, let's go up top.
All right, so my understanding is that Nomad and Hot Hands are going to be up top providing security, while MF and CC are down in the lab.
Jelly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Popping
CC.
tubes.
Jelly.
Looking inside people's neck holes. That's what we're doing down here.
All right.
With full gear on.
Yes, so put the outfit on.
So you guys are going to go suit. Okay, so you guys find 4 fully serviceable chem suits. All right, so you're going to put those on, all right?
Not all 4.
Not all 4, right? Just one each. And
Not all four.
and then come into the lab. All right, so you're going to need to make a biotech roll, MF, to basically make sure you've got...
I can assist though, right?
You can assist. If you've got biotech, you
Yeah.
can assist. And for every success that you get, he gets 1 extra die.
And then for biotech, I get to roll the link to tribute as well, right?
Correct.
Which is...
Should be logic.
Logic, okay.
So, my thinking process outside game is I've got a full lab again. As far as I know, everything that I should need lab-wise is here.
Yes.
Initially, I want to see if I can identify what is making him sick, what is in his blood that shouldn't be in his blood. That's the initial part. From there, my thinking is to figure out if there is, I don't know why I would have it, but since I was working already on reverse genetics, seeing if there's a way to reverse or combat this.
Okay.
To me, this seems like something that would take hours to days. I don't know what it's
Maybe
gonna
even
take.
longer. It just depends.
Maybe longer.
It's one of those things where, you it's the scientific method, right?
Right.
Theoreticize, experiment, observe.
Partway through
Rinse
it,
and
I'm
repeat.
going to realize that if we were to bring all the data cores back down, hook them back up, and we're able to get into the system, I might be able to figure out what they were doing.
You might be able to pick up where somebody left off.
Yeah, there's a
right?
whole lot of oh god in this.
Yes.
Additionally, once I've done the basic start, I'm sure there's going to be things, beakers percolating, and centrifuges going. I also want to get into that throat as soon as I can and see if he's actually growing glands, or if maybe the tonsils have converted. I don't know what's going on, but again, out of game, I don't have a real good idea what I would do. In game, I would assume my character has an immediate idea.
Yes. So as you kind of assess the lab's functionality, you can see that, hey, you know what? It's going to take a little bit of time, but within a couple hours,
got
you
3
could probably
successes.
have this thing up and running to a point where you can begin to start, because there's power. And you've already accessed the terminal at one point to access the database.
Right, but the question is,
So there's
at
network
this point,
serviceability.
The question is, at this point, is do I actually, because we've taken out the data cores, is there any network for it to connect to?
Cool.
Right. So
Does that make sense?
Yes. So you can give me a computer roll. So what are you going to do first?
First is to start the biotech stuff.
So first is to get the lab in order,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so as you kind of assess it, you imagine it's probably going to take you a good, within a couple hours, you can have this thing ready, cleaned, and things you need in place to start running experiments or start doing stuff. Now, you had at one point taken a blood sample and looked at it under the microscope, and what you saw was that where you would normally have cell division and cell replication, right, that process was shifted. The cell wall was mutating and becoming something different. It wasn't replicating or dividing at a normal, it was hardening, which was creating a different effect. So that's the only thing that you know at this point on what any changes may be taking place at the cellular level. So you assess probably going to take a couple hours. You kind of take a look around and get things in place that you need. With Jelly's help, so you can now make kind of an assist roll. Just give me a basic logic roll to know, as you kind of help and get this thing set up, kind of an extended test at the base level of 2 hours. With every success you get on your roll, you're able to decrease that time by 15 minutes.
And my biotech roll is 6.
All right, 2 successes.
Okay, so you got 2 successes. So you're able to cut that time down by 30 minutes as you help MF. So in an hour and a half, now you can make a roll, all right?
Okay.
Yes, you can also make a roll here.
Just straight logic, you said?
Straight logic.
Just real quick, while we're going up, Nomad and I, I'm gonna be unloading my gel rounds, and as we're on the oh wait, no, we're just walking. So as we're walking, I'm gonna be loading in regular shells and be like,
me too.
I
forgot.
A Nomad, I didn't have time to check before. Thunk. Did you get bit at all? Thunk. Or scratched at all? Thunk.
Somehow I managed to evade it.
Clack, clack. That's really good. And I'll just kind of sling it over my shoulders. And I should go pick up those other shells.
Well,
I'm almost tempted to go and kind of look in that rubble, see if we can find that body of who we're calling the Big Daddy.
With your successes, MF, so you get 3, so you're able to wind that time down to 45 minutes. So with Jelly's help, you guys are able to set up a functional lab, minus the sterility,
Sure.
concept, but a functioning lab with the equipment that you need in 45 minutes.
Bitchin'.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm
This
gonna,
is the fastest lab set up this side of the Mississippi.
Well, it helps that the equipment's all
get
there. Now
the
you just
trailer
gotta need to
hooked
know
back
how
up
to
and
put it together.
The truck
Yeah.
pulled back around to the side entrance just to kind of get ready, or in case we need to leave in a hurry.
So
Yeah,
one of the
pull that
things
around.
that I would bring up while you and I are down there is it looks like this it looks like facility is not in use and looks like for time for at least since Blight has come. So possibility we leave lab intact. We leave lab closed to critters, but open for us. We come back. We finish things we need. Get jobs done. Get money. But this become place we can come and go, do work. Hopefully get LT sooner, but leaves this up for something we can come back to. At least until Blight is changed or something come. Yes?
I think we can look at that. I feel there's probably a lot more heat on this place than we're realizing.
Yes, is alarm. We know alarm is test, but no reaction yet. Hopefully Hot Hands, Nomads, they keep, watch. They don't do something stupid like look for big bad guy vampire thing. Maybe they, watch.
There's no way they do that.
Nope. They watch street. They watch front gate.
Yeah.
We have everything left, and then we take data cores. We get data cores cracked in Seattle through your contacts. Then we bring back here. We can rehook. Something I should maybe tell you before we leave on job. 2 weeks before, another project manager from this work group. This work group had 6. This one, she told me, is 4 dead in last 2 weeks, so it's now months ago. In 2 weeks, all die of natural causes. Is not possible. At least is one was crossfitter. CrossFit, yes, crossfitter. In excellent shape.
When did you find out about that?
Yeah, April 1st. It's not funny day. It's actual April 1st.
So you've been walking around with a mark on your back for this long?
I walk
It feels pretty fucking pertinent.
Well, no, I walk with marks 20 years. It's not new.
Well, but everyone's been dying.
In 2 weeks, and we were on road. Is my mistake? Yes, but I come tell now, not for fear, but for maybe we bring her as well.
The corpse?
No, my friend.
Oh.
My friend is still alive. Last I hear, she is still alive, and she knows this stuff as well.
So it's just you two now out of the original group?
Out of yes, original 6. She no follow see if hirelings, no lower level lab assistants, these type of people. She no check if Zaya is okay. That she tell, but the other 4 project managers, they are no more. Ziri is still okay. Maybe we bring her here. in future, if we keep up, she maybe help. I say again, what we did here in lab before Evo take over, even 20 years later, is good, is profitable, is
Sure,
is
useful.
useful, is important, is maybe fix people. Ziri, I tell you, Ziri is satire. You know this word?
Is she's what?
Is satire is very beautiful, but is horns from head, is legs, is
Gotcha. Goat
is
chick.
is second goblinization is stronger.
Yeah, goat chick. Got it. Well, you can do whatever you'd like to with your goat lady here. That's feels like something we can talk about later.
Yes.
I don't think there's any issue with that, assuming that you do it on your own time.
What I say is, if two of us, if we can continue working, the work we have done is close. Is close. Is change world.
And just to kind of make sure I'm understanding, is that the work you were doing was reversing the effects of the goblinization?
Yes, work was to change her and many others we work with, subjects and project managers, back to what they were to begin with.
I mean, humans, Homo sapiens,
Yes, for some, yes.
I can understand.
If current theory is true, this is what I was. This is what I was before Spike began. It's only because magic grow is why I am this way. See, I get no change back, but others, orcs. This is what it is all for.
You know what? I think that being a human is definitely a bonus in the world that we're running in now. I can understand why someone would want to do that. I would never.
I don't think it changed you.
No.
I don't. If current theory is true, it not change you.
Elves
it
have
not
been
change
here
me.
for longer than even the Homo sapiens.
Yes, is.
So
Is
maybe
Siri.
you'll all revert back to elves.
No, that.
I mean, if we were here first, who knows that there wasn't like an initial humanization.
Meaning like maybe humans are the effects of some type of previous
Maybe.
surge
Yeah.
where we were all once elves and portion of the elven population became human.
I mean, if you think about it, elves
Great
are
idea.
supreme in
Yeah.
many ways. We're certainly more attractive than any other species.
Definitely, if you're asking an elf.
And I mean, if you want to talk about humans, they're very kind of like newborn babies forever. They're always kind of squishy and pink and useless.
You are a creationist at heart, yes?
I don't want to talk politics or theology on the
Is
job.
theology, yes.
Yeah, not something I'm gonna talk about on the job.
No, is genetics suggest no, but yes, I understand. In your thoughts make some sense. Is good idea. I do not think we bring back to all elves.
I don't know why you'd want to be a human in the first place.
Because
Is there
people,
a point in all of this, MF?
Yes, money.
Right, you want to come back here with your goat girl after all of this. To work on your project, turn everyone back into humans.
Yes, and we make money from it.
I think that's a really nice
Can you
streak.
continue it with the data though?
Yeah.
Elsewhere, like in a different lab. That was less dangerous.
Probably should have turned off.
Yeah, less
Microphone,
pools.
but yes, Nomad is good idea. Yes. Hot hands. You heard as well.
Yes, I heard, but
You are elf. You have lived in land.
Nah, he's
Well,
one of the Homo sapiens.
yeah, I'm a human. Now, mind you, I don't really have problems with killing people or doing all manners of things, but this seems
We are
like
not
there might
speaking.
be.
We are not calling killing
Well-
people. We are to switch people's
Well-
back.
Yes, but what you're talking about, there's a lot of layers to that. Mind you, I might not have many morals, but there seems to be some ethical quandaries to what you're talking about.
If person wants to be back, layers no matter.
Well, yes, but what about the implications on if this data gets out? It could be used as bioweapons. It can be used for many things.
I don't feel like
What?
ethics comes into our money
Why would
getting often.
someone would
Not
not
often.
someone would not make retro bomb. Is your thought? Yes, somebody throw bomb, bomb hit, orcs suddenly become human. Why is this bad?
Well, let's take trolls for instance.
Yes,
Trolls are much stronger than your average human, correct?
yes.
Well, let's say all them trolls decide they want to try and make the world more even, something like that. What's to stop someone from spreading that to decrease the powers?
Easier to
What's-
conquer.
What if someone tries to use this?
You are saying they use good technology to convert everyone to trolls?
No, to
Yeah, to-
the weakest species, humans.
And what happens if people don't want to change back? What's to stop
Then
some-
it's choice. You don't take.
Well, it begins as a choice. But again, how's it looking up there? Do you guys have sentry set up?
Yeah.
I'll climb up the wall with my gecko
Yes.
gloves. Trying to
yes.
take a rooftop spot after we
have-
get the truck pulled around.
I picked up all of my shells and we are looking around. Hear me like kick some rubble aside.
And I think the context of your discussion, falls back on, why there are things like disease control centers and different things like that, is to try and answer those questions of how to best approach, things as they evolve, and progress, and it all kind of hangs in this balance of other bigger things, but it's good, valid stuff.
Jelly, I'm not going to stop y'all from trying to make money. I'm just putting in devil's advocate to the idea.
And you know that the research that you did, the project that you worked on, was a secret project. It's not, it's at the street level. It's common knowledge that big corporations, they're dealing and experimenting in all kinds of things. They got their hands in a lot of cookie jars, and they're trying to answer a lot of questions. They're trying to answer those questions first before anyone else does, better than their position in the world. With that comes an unsurmountable amount of money and people as resources to try and accomplish, right, those tasks or achieve those goals. And so you being a part of this project is pretty profound, right, that you have this knowledge. You're not going to find, you could assume pretty easily that, there are probably other megacorps trying to look into answering the question of, hey, how do we revert people back? But it just depends on what their individual agendas are. Some corps don't dabble in that kind of stuff. It's common knowledge that As Technology is the most magic active corporation on the planet. And nobody disputes that. Nobody tries to say, oh, no, they just don't know what they're doing. But you know that as far as Evo is concerned, you feel confident that you guys have made the most progress, if there is anyone else out there doing similar experiments, but you were making the most breakthroughs, and you feel confident in your assessment that Evo is the forerunner, the front runner, of that type of research and development. But you are,
At least we were.
as a research lead, this is, classified info. So,
I'll mute us so that we can still hear, but they can't hear what we're talking about.
okay, so
Is that do you think that's something?
yeah, you can. So what you want to do is you want to deliver it down to just MF and yourself communicating.
Well, we're in the same room, so
Oh, you guys are in the same room, yeah, right?
we would just mute it, and
Right.
then
So the idea is we can still hear them if they're like, oh my god, we're
Yeah,
getting
but
attacked!
they're not hearing you. Gotcha. Okay.
Um,
You mute your mic.
I am gonna do one thing. I'll say, Nomad. I'll be right back. So I am gonna go over to the destroyed
do you
building.
say that where I can hear you?
Yep.
I just say I'll be right back.
You guys. So it's my understanding you guys keep the channel
Yeah.
open unless,
Channel's
like
open.
you
That's
said.
why I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about
This
that.
is in
They're
that,
hearing
so in this
everything.
45 minutes, as you guys are sitting in the lab, you're talking about, hey,
Yeah.
what
Yep.
you guys outside have this time to do. Now that'd be the same time that you're deciding to take action.
It would be reasonable to assume that Big Daddy, if he's still alive, is an enemy of mine. Correct? He would probably not be happy.
Well, yeah. At this point, if yes, you would assume that he would not be. He would be hostile.
Okay, excellent. That's perfect. So I'm gonna go over to the rubble and I'm gonna detect enemy. I want to see if he is still, around.
Unless you say something, I'm assuming he's just
So-
doing a normal security
So
thing.
go ahead and cast detect enemy.
So I've maybe I need to climb up, but I'm not sure. But I'm hoping to climb up and just take a spot on the roof with my rifle, just sort of
Of
where
the
I
lab.
can see. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's
where I could
that's
see
no
sort
problem.
of the.
Give me a climbing roll, but you're
bomb-
gonna
bomb
climb up
area.
to the roof. It shouldn't be too tough. You just need a success. And if you don't have climbing, it's just you could use athletics.
Athletics. Yes.
Okay, you're fine. Yeah. You scale the side of the wall. You're like, oh yeah. You go up like a spider, right?
So I want to be able to cover him. Yeah, I want to be able to cover him, but also to not forego my job looking out and making sure nobody's coming towards the lab or nothing's happening around the perimeter.
All right. So you're on the roof, kind of surveilling.
Yeah.
Okay. You also see, as you get up onto the roof, you see that the sentry guns are still moving, and I'm assuming that you constantly stay out of this.
Yes, I was
Sensor
I was kind
arc.
of picturing like the front corner of the roof somewhere where they weren't able to see that part. But,
Okay. No problem.
So I succeeded.
Okay.
There's no success needed. I just resisted all my drain. So I just go over, basically.
What's the range of your detect enemies? Per the spell, I think it gives you a range based on how many hits you get.
So it says range is. Oh, you know what I would need to do? That's what I need to do. So it says range is touch, but you can alter spells, right?
Well, you set it up so.
Because it says range is touch, but I can adjust the spells increase area. So that's
Yes.
what I have to do.
Yeah, so you have
So
an
for
area.
these-
Detect enemies, though, under
Yeah.
the spell description, should give you.
It doesn't have an exact range.
It doesn't say, okay.
No, it just says literally range is touch. But so what I'm wondering is if that means that, I could touch somebody and find out they're enemy, but if I want to find an area, I have to amp it up.
Okay. Yep.
That's what I'm guessing.
pass out.
Let me see. Well, under detection spells, your sensors honing one.
Especially because you wandered off.
Yeah.
To the rubble.
Another
alone.
one's down, boss.
All right, let's just call it. Let's just all, let's make a pact.
Oh, okay, so here we go. Increase area. So area effect spells have a base effect of a sphere with a 2-meter radius.
There you go.
That's it. So they just cross the blink. So that's only, 6 feet? That's not
Right.
very...
Normal. So you can
Yeah.
amp it up to increase your.
I'll amp it up by 2, so I do take 2... Wait, how
Is it
big is the area, I should
exponential?
say?
What, the building?
Yeah, like how much would it be if I went over, like, a little bit of ways from where he would be?
You'd need to come into close range of him.
Okay,
Right?
so I'll amp it
You
up...
say what the base area effect is, 2 meters?
Yeah.
So that's 6 feet. So 2 meters. Remember, so near close range is 1 to 3 meters, and then 4 to
50.
50 is close.
Okay.
Or near, right?
So I'll amp it up to. Do you think 2 would be 2 ramp up? So that'd be an
it'd be
additional.
4 meters, so that'd be 12 feet.
Or,
Yeah,
no.
that's
So
pretty
2 ramp up would be an extra 2 times. So that'd be
Is
6
it
meters.
exponential?
It's a 6-meter sphere. No,
So it's not 6 times 6 times 6.
No.
All right, so yeah, 6 meters, 18 feet. That's pretty good. Then you could you're talking about astrally projecting, or what?
No, just I mean, I don't think I
Just
need
crawling
to,
around the rubble.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
a
exactly.
weevil.
Yeah, just
Okay.
kind of cast it and move.
Okay, and kind of move around, and
Yeah.
you kind of move around the
Does it
outside
have like
of the
a
rubble.
duration, or is it like a
No,
it's
radar
sustained.
pulse?
Yeah,
It's
it's
just-
Oh, it
sustained.
is. So
Yeah.
you just have to. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll cast that and
Okay.
then move around the edge. So I'm looking for enemies if
Yeah.
they're in the rubble.
That's
And
cool.
so at some point, you
Activate
will
your
have
spider
to. So
sense.
Yeah.
we're talking about an 18-foot.
Yeah, and I'm mainly seeing around the outside because where he was on the outside edge in a room.
Right,
So
yeah.
I don't feel like I need to go in the middle to
Sure.
find out where
Right.
he is. Yeah.
So at some point, you are going to something is going to ping your detect enemy spell,
Oh, okay.
right? And there's something in the rubble there that does not tell you in what physical state it may be in, but there is something living that would mean you harm that has come into range, and you're gonna assume that it is this is about where this section of the building collapsed would have been where he was.
Awesome.
Excellent. So I'm gonna go to Nomad. What did you do with the rocket?
It was. I brought it with us whenever we headed into. I didn't bring it downstairs. So yeah, it's with the truck. Let's
It's with
leave
the
it.
truck?
Yeah.
Cool. So I go over to the truck. You see me. I grab the rocket. If you don't say anything, I don't say
Well,
anything.
I'm watching you.
Yeah. And I look up at you and I just wink.
He's like, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I'm just
and so
following.
then I'm gonna go over there to where that point is, and not point blank range. I'm not dumb, but I'll go over, get just outside the blast radius.
Are you watching him?
I'm watching him, but I'm also
Jelly,
concerned.
what is Hot Hands? Hot Hands, what are you doing?
We don't know. Oh, you are watching
Yep.
him.
I mean, yeah, I guess technically
We're
everybody
arguing
could be
now.
watching
So you
him
just
in
see me
there.
walk, and I have it slung over my shotgun.
Trust
in
me,
a
if I
sling.
suddenly see, no matter how much we argue, if I suddenly see Hot Hands pick up a rocket launcher and go walking towards the building, I'm going to ask, Hot Hands, what are you doing?
What do you mean? You hear me like unclicking the safety and stuff. What do you mean, MF?
Is Nomad's rocket launcher, yes?
Oh, what, in my hand?
This thing?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I don't know if Nomad technically owns
Hot
it, if
hands.
he's found
What
it.
are you doing right now?
Oh, do I get? Am I in position?
Yeah, so you get over to the
yeah.
building, right? You're kind of
Yeah.
walking through as you're kind of scanning.
Oh, I'm just finishing up some business. Blam! And I just aim where that thing is supposed to be and fire.
Okay, so
Into the ground?
Well, no, into
No,
the
into
building.
the building.
Like the
that
area.
has collapsed onto the ground.
Mostly collapsed.
Yeah.
it's mostly collapsed to the ground. So are you going to step back and
Oh.
kind of fire? Okay, or are you just
Yeah,
like,
just
boom!
just
All right.
close enough to where I'm like, I can't really, I should
Be
not
hurt
be
by
able to
He
miss
can't
this.
miss
Okay.
hitting the broadside of the
Yeah.
building
well,
with
give
a
me,
rocket.
Well, give me so it's going to be a launch weapon. So I think rocket launchers fall as an exotic weapon skill, I believe.
Okay.
Or close combat.
No, it's not close combat. Right? So if you don't have like launch
Heavy
weapons, then
weapons.
you're just doing heavy weapons. Then you're just doing reaction. Or I believe it's reaction. Or is it
Reaction.
agility?
Okay.
Should have popped the rocket off, run up and hit. Then it would
that-
be close combat.
The problem is you could have a you could do a critical glitch and bad things could happen. So you
That's
want to.
only a 2. Well, gotta go with it.
All right. So you just kind of aim and pull the trigger. All right. You're like, hey, how's this
I
thing work?
mean, I think this is about where it'll be.
A real big shotgun.
Oh.
We don't
Maybe
have
into the little
grenades,
end.
right? Nobody has a grenade.
Fires backwards.
Everyone has grenades.
Whoa.
We are lousy with grenades.
Yeah.
Launchers. Yeah, we do have a high explosive grenade. At least I have one.
Well, no one told me.
What was
that.
loaded into it? High explosive. I think that was the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, because you had.
But this
you-
one's a bit stronger than a grenade.
Yeah, one was a. So you had found
We had a-
two launch. You had a high
yeah.
explosive, and then you had a
Like the crack rocket.
It was the crack, basically like the crack
Is it a
grenade.
heat, a high
remember what
explosive
it
armor?
was.
The one that had the
Maybe.
shaped charge is the one you fired. So it's just high
Um,
explosive.
You guys want me to use one
Yes.
of these to reroll? Okay, so I'm gonna reroll.
All right.
Or I could use 3 to guarantee success, which would be 2.
Do the success.
Okay, you got
So,
something.
2.
All right. Okay, so you have 2. All right.
I'm just hitting the
So,
broadside of
all
them.
right. So you
Building.
you fire it, boom! You all hear this explosion, right? I mean, if you're viewing, so now you only have video feed through Nomads, right?
Right.
Okay. So what you see is Hot Hand standing over there, and he's like kind of looking at the thing, kind of points it, push the button, and this thing kind of like throws you off guard because
Yeah.
you've not fired one of these before. And so he's obviously kind of clumsy, like whoa, but this rocket goes in, blows up into the rubble. All right. Moments later, the ping that you were getting from your detect enemies goes away.
All right, that settles that, and I'll just.
And the rubble extrudes.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, there's smoke, and kind of dust that kind of comes up, and now you've got this empty launcher.
So I'll like walk over to
You
the
feel
rubble.
better?
Yes, well, I have finished the job, and I'll just spit where he roughly is, and I'll say, "Don't piss me off."
And that's where we'll stop. That's awesome.
Thanks,
Don't
Dave.
make me mad.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.